From WBAY TV, your first alert station, Action 2 News at 4:30 starts now.
Right now on Action 2 News at 4:30, we have the latest from Green Bay Police as they investigate multiple shootings over the past 5 days. Also, you are looking live at Lambeau Field. The Packers hosting the Falcons tonight. It's now an 8 o'clock kickoff. Bailey Burmaster is going to join us with a preview. And later, he's one of the faces of Action 2 News, but he's also the voice of Lambeau Field. We're talking with Bill Jarts about what it's like to announce home Packers games without fans in the stands. Good afternoon and welcome into Action 2 News at 4:30. Today we are talking with Action 2 sports reporter Bailey Burmaster about the game tonight and Action 2 News reporter and anchor Sarah Thompson. Green Bay Police are speaking out and asking for help to try and stop a surge in shootings across the city. Investigators have responded to 8 shootings over the past 5 days. They say the community is lucky that only one person has been injured. And Sarah, joining us now, you've spoken with Green Bay Police today after this rash. They have any idea why this is happening?
They don't have a great idea, but what they do know so far is that it is probably either drug related or people who just don't like each other and retaliatory. They're getting back at them.
So they think they're all related?
Not all related, but they all have one of those two.
There is some common denominator running between them.
They are.
Okay.
Different groups of people. They said probably 2, 3, 4 different groups of people, so not all of them connected per se, but they're very frustrated over this, that it's reached that level of violence for something that is just a beef with somebody, that they're using gun violence for it.
Okay, so if it's just these groups of people involved, what's the danger to the general public at large? What's their concern there?
A great danger to the public because these are happening in neighborhoods all over the city. It's not even isolated to one particular neighborhood, and they're doing this drive-by. Most of them are drive-by, so you've got moving vehicles that might not hit the target they're intending to, and they're very worried that somebody is going to get caught in the crossfire.
And we could see some of the images, some of the vehicles involved in that. That BMW, you can see the bullet holes there.
That BMW has 13 bullet holes in it. 13. That is from a shooting on University Avenue on Saturday. Now, I asked police in that particular one, and I believe it was the driver of this car and not the other car where they were shooting at each other, I think, how close it was to hitting the driver. Remember, these vehicles are moving, and he said it hit the headrest. So very close, and you're talking moving vehicles, a danger to anybody that's in that area as well.
So police is now, they're asking for help from the public, but they're also encouraging the public to do what with this rash still going on and they don't have anybody in custody?
They want people to pull out their cell phones. They want people to take pictures, take video. If, the second you hear anything, call police. They're not getting a lot of cooperation with not only witnesses or suspects, but even the victims, the people who are being shot at, are not cooperating. And so they're asking the general public, anybody in these neighborhoods, please help out. They really want to get this, stopped.
And the most recent one was just last night.
Yes, they're continuing a lot over the last several days.
All right, Sarah, thanks very much. Keep us updated on any new information. Of course, we have a new game tonight to discuss. The Packers hoping to go 4-0 into their bye week as the Atlanta Falcons come into town for Monday Night Football tonight. And our Bailey Burmaster is live outside Lambeau Field with a preview. But before we even preview the game, Bailey, you and I have to discuss the crazy timing and incidents involving Davante Adams, who announced he wasn't going to play this morning in a tweet. But, as you and I know, and I'm sure folks out there know, that's a no-no.
Chris, it was a dramatic morning for the Packers, and like you said, it started on Twitter. At about 8:40 this morning, receiver Davante Adams tweeted out, "Sorry, fans and friends, I won't be on the field tonight. I've done everything I need to do and proved I'm ready, but I guess I don't know my body as well as others. Good luck out there, boys." It seems he will be out tonight, and he is not happy about it. He later deleted that tweet a few moments later. However, it's the internet, and everything's pretty much permanent because everyone gets screenshots. But you could tell he was a little disgruntled by that news.
Well, the line there about that apparently I don't know my body as well as others, the implication there is the medical staff is holding him out. And remember, he was close in New Orleans after that pregame workout, but said just last week he wouldn't go until he's 100%. He clearly felt he was. Now he's not going to play, but he's out. There's some other injury concerns tonight as well for the Packers. What do we know about those?
On Saturday, they put out a lengthy injury report, and it's a little bit concerning to me, at least, Chris. You could see that Corey Lindsley was added with a groin injury. Tyler Irvin was on it, along with some other questionables. That would be Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark. Mercedes Lewis is doubtful. There's a lot of names to look out for. And then on the other side for the Falcons, Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley are reportedly going to be a go tonight. So it's going to be interesting to see what the inactives look like for the Packers.
Thanks, Cammie. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. But, you know, we're not going to see Bill tonight. Why? Because Bill will be right there at Lambeau Field working for tonight's Monday Night Football game. Bill now in his 16th season as the Packers public address announcer. But there's no public to address right now, so things look and sound very different.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 13-time world champion.
Does that bring a little tear to your eye when you see it like that?
Script is the same, but it's a totally different animal right now.
Well, okay, let's start with that because we know it's very weird, obviously, with no fans in the stands. It's weird to watch it on TV. I'm sure it's weird for the players. How different is it for you?
It almost seems surreal when you're out there and you're looking at an empty stadium and you see the players down there and you're introducing the team and they're running out, but there's no reaction. So much of what I do, I feed off the fans as much as the fans feed off me because I become, in essence, a cheerleader.
Sure.
And now when there's nobody there to juice me up, it's okay, is this for real? But it is, obviously, what they have me doing now so much more honed down.
For people at home, the tangible differences for you that they can relate to. Anybody who's been to a game or even heard it on TV can hear you, first down, Packers, or third down, you try to get the crowd up. So the tangible differences for you are what?
Well, first off, this is what we call the book. It's the 3-ring binder. What it does, it just has a list of all my reads, all the things I read. Green Bay Packers like to welcome our catering. This is from the 2008 playoff game. The Green Bay Packers like to welcome our catering partners. Thanks for providing great food for us throughout the year. This is probably, in the normal game situation, probably 30 or 40 reads somewhere in that ballpark. Last week's game, last home game, I had 3. I introduced the Lions.
So you really don't need a 3-ring binder anymore. It's more like this.
I just put it in my pocket. You know, make it pretty easy. But I introduced the Lions, I introduced the national anthem, and then I brought out the Packers the same way, but it was a totally different animal.
But yeah, we just talked about that off camera. It was hard, right?
Oh, to get the energy level up.
Sure.
Because there's a natural buildup as you start. We normally start reading at 10 minutes or 15 minutes before kickoff. Yeah. And there's a good evening or good afternoon. Welcome to Lambeau Field for today's game between the Atlanta Falcons and the Green Bay. And then it starts building up in the stand, and then all of a sudden they start, okay, get ready. And then Mike McKenna's my assistant in there, and he said, okay, Jartsy, bring him out. And to this day, for 16 years now, the hair on the back of my neck goes up. Well, it's stopped at 15 because when you hit that, here come the Packers, and it's like, wow, this is pretty exciting. Well, that's not happening anymore, and it makes it difficult.
So they have purposefully scaled you back to just announcing down and distance. What do you think the reason is for that?
I think what they want to do is they want to give the people at home a great picture, the natural pictures you can on television. With no one there, it's no big deal. Basically, all I do now is I simply say 1st and 10, and I go right off the scoreboard because I always speak with one voice. So if it says 1st and 10, I'm saying 1st and 10, 2nd, 8th, 3rd, whatever.
So we've got some video. While you keep talking, I want to roll this video of you in the booth from the home opener against the Lions.
And literally, so that's all I'm saying. 1st and 10. 2nd and 8, and I don't say, normally I would say 1st and 10, ball at the 22-yard line, and I just do basically I do play-by-play to in the booth.
That's what I was going to ask you about. Yeah.
So I'll say, okay, and we just walk through it. Rogers back pass complete to Adams, tackle by 35. So Rogers pass complete to Devontae Adams, tackle by, and I got a flip card. It comes down to 35, tackle by Smith. 2nd and 8, ball at the 22-yard line. This time it's just 2nd and 8.
But yet we can see you here in the video. You have binoculars, you're watching the clock, you're watching the scoreboard, you're watching the down and distance, and then you just don't get to use any of it.
I want to be ready. I guess I just want to stay in the mood. Because this year, because of the social distancing thing, I've lost my spotter.
Right.
So I told the guy.
And for those who don't know, the spotter is the one who calls out the numbers of the people who make the plays, typically the tackles. That was the same case for me when I was doing TV play.
Same kind of a thing. So they'll call out who made the play, typically the tackle. So you kind of have a pretty good idea of the offensive players. But now I told Mike McKenna's been doing this now, I think, for 30 years. I said, Mike, you're going to have to be my spotter this year because I thought we were going to do player identification.
Sure.
has not been the case. So basically we just sit up there and we try to converse and try to do the same thing. We're both identifying players in the event that they do sometime bring fans into the stands, and there's talk of that, although maybe not.
It's not looking good.
Not looking good is right. If they do that, then we'll be ready because we'll be down a man. And it's a totally different animal. As you know, you need that spotter so many times. Because there's a lot of marketing elements. You're thinking about other things, you're getting ready to go, you finish reading, look up, and sometimes you totally have no clue what happened.
Yeah.
The ball was set, you have what happened?
Right.
I'm lost, help me. Boom.
Yeah. Well, Bill, good luck tonight with the game, and hopefully you'll be calling it for fans soon. But we expect an announcement from the Packers this week about fans for the third home game. But when Mark Murphy told us a couple weeks ago on this show, the infection rate needs to be less than 5%. We're not even sniffing 5% right now, so it doesn't look good. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Chris.
And moving on now to weather, we are taking a look at how much a cumulus cloud weighs. It's probably something you've never thought about before, but if you have, Brad's here with the answer.
This is an exercise into how my mind works, okay? Scary as it will be.
We are going down the rabbit hole now. And he's hydrating, in case you're wondering.
I have for you a gallon of water.
This is for me?
Okay, yep, pick it up. Do you know how much a gallon of water weighs?
No.
It's roughly 8 pounds.
Okay.
So if I gave you a 5-gallon bucket, you'd have 40 pounds of water. If I gave you 2 5-gallon buckets full of water, 80 pounds. I mean, it starts to add up pretty quickly. Okay, so I want to show you a picture. Okay, this is a picture.
Please do.
This is a picture that I took a couple of weeks ago. I actually went for a walk with the dog in the morning. And I thought, what a beautiful cloud.
How much does it weigh?
That's exactly where it went. So let's take a look here. We have to make some assumptions, first of all, okay? And part of the math has been done for us, actually. A mathematician has already calculated the average density of a cumulus cloud. It's half a gram per cubic meter of air. A dollar bill weighs a gram. So if I ripped a dollar bill in half and gave it to you, that's half a gram.
Okay.
So think about a cubic meter of air. That's not very much weight, right? Okay, we have to guess how big the cloud is.
I was going to go, how do they know how big a cloud is?
Let's just take a guess.
Okay.
And it's not.
So I can take my iPhone out and I can do that measuring thing, but I don't.
I like that idea. I like
Probably
it.
not going to help us a whole lot.
Maybe next time.
Okay.
Here you go.
Well, you're the one on the walk taking pictures of clouds. You should do it.
Explains the skin knee. Sometimes you stumble. 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. It's not a perfect cube, but it's cube shake, okay? So let's do some of the math on this. First of all, we need to convert cubic kilometers to cubic meters, okay? You come up with 1 billion cubic meters for the size of the cloud. We have to multiply it by half a gram. We have 500 million grams. We need to convert grams to kilograms. It's 500,000 kilograms, which, do you know what the final answer is when I convert it for you to pounds?
Just keep going. No, I don't. Off the top of my head?
1.1 million pounds.
For an average size approximate of 1 cumulus cloud.
It's phenomenal.
That's ridiculous. That
Think
doesn't
about
seem possible.
Well, here's part of the deal. First of all, it's not very dense to begin with, okay? So it's kind of spread out over a long area. But also, cumulus clouds are born on updrafts, so it's getting a little bit of a push. That helps. Also, the actual little molecules of water, it kind of pushes apart the air, so it's a little bit lighter than the surrounding air. So there's a lot of things that keep them up in the sky. But it's amazing. Think about how much water is overhead all the time.
Think about a rain cloud. How heavy is that?
Heavier. It's more
Well, it has to
saturated,
be.
yeah.
All right. Let's move on to tonight, because some people have some particular interest in this.
Weather for the Packers game could not be more perfect. The only exception, the wind. Southwest wind at 15. Shouldn't be as gusty, though, as it has been at times, but it will be breezy, but mild, 54 at kickoff.
Little nugget alert here. The Falcons have a new kicker tonight because theirs is injured, and he's got to kick inside Lambeau. And when it's windy inside Lambeau, that is not an easy place to kick. So Elliott Fry could be on the spot tonight for the Falcons. Brad, thank you very much for that, and we're all a little smarter. Monday Night Football, so it's a football-themed show and a football-themed need to see. But this is college football we're talking about. Check out this play. Clemson, Virginia, Saturday, early in the third quarter. Brennan Armstrong picked off by Andrew Booth Jr., who does his best, Odell Beckham Jr. Folks, I can't even tell you how difficult it is to catch the point of the ball, but that's what he does right there, one-handed, falling into the end zone. Guys practice this before games. I remember Davante Adams doing this last year out in L.A. before the game he returned from his injury against the Chargers, with practicing catching the point of the ball just like that, but without falling down. That is impressive. That is also Action 2 News at 4:30. Action 2 News at 5 starts right now.